for tuning in to another episode of Real Talk Stepping Outside of the Box. Today I am super excited. I'm always excited, but really excited because one, I am interviewing my first male on the show, and he just happens to be one of my really good friends, and you guys get to see another side of him that I get to see, and I think that's so awesome because he's an awesome guy. But help me welcome Firefighter-Paramedic Mr. Jared Triplett.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Great. I'm excited and I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous.
Right.
I'm fake nervous to interview someone I talk to almost every day.
Right.
So, Jared, growing up, what did you want to be?
It was a series of different things that I wanted to be. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be a firefighter.
Really?
Yes.
You know what? And
Believe it or not.
That's like a common trend for younger kids to say, you know, firefighter, police officer,
Right.
doctor, because those are things we see every day almost, especially if you're in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so when you were a child, you wanted to be a firefighter. How did you, or when did you decide, like, this may be a real thing for me?
Let's see. So the reason I wanted to be a firefighter when I was a child was my birthday. My birthday is September 11th. So before all of the, 9/11 attacks happened in New York, I used to set fires. I used to play with fire. I used to, just be that kind of kid.
Just because you like fire?
Myself, all the rest of it, right? A little pyro, a little bit of pyro. So with that being said, that was always something I, had a dream aspiration to be. The whole 9/11 attacks in 911 on 9/11 made me look into it a little bit deeper, as a high schooler. And at that point, that's when I learned exactly what firefighters do. I reached out to all the firefighters that I knew. Surprisingly, I knew way more than I thought I knew. So.
Okay, awesome. So from high school, you went right into the field.
The fire cadet program through Milwaukee Fire Department is what I got to luckily join. It was top 12 high school students in the city that I had to apply for. And I just happened to be number 12 out of 12. And so
you were supposed to be there?
I was supposed to be there, right?
Okay, so that's 12 out of how many students though applied?
At the time, it was only 39 other students that, total students that applied. So that was... Yeah.
And that's still a thing right now, right? For high school
definitely
students?
Still a thing right now. It's a little bit harder to get in. The Milwaukee Fire Cadet program, and, if you Google it, you'll figure out more. Or, you can ask me, I can give you a little bit of direction on who to talk to.
All right, so I will make sure to include Jared's contact information, just in case we have any high school students who are interested in being a part of the Fire Cadet program. Mm-hmm. So, okay, you were a cadet. How long were you a cadet?
I was a fire cadet for 4 months.
For 4 months,
Yep.
And then you go into the field? And
then you went into the recruit program, which was all of 4 months.
Okay.
And after that, I was in the firehouse, at the tender age of 18. So
18. So you've been literally working since 8. Like, that's a real job. Would you say? Would you say that?
Yep. Even before that, I was a lifeguard. So that played into being a firefighter, was the fact that as a lifeguard, you have to have your first responder license, or should I say, like an EMT. The first step of EMT, emergency medical technician.
Okay. So you started cadet recruit program. Right in the firehouse as a firefighter. What other roles have you played? Because you've been there since you were 18. You're how old now?
I'm 31.
31. So so you've been. How many roles have you played?
I've played. A couple of people will understand what I mean when I say this, but I've played the role of firefighter. Right now, my current rank is heavy equipment operator. In other words, that means I'm the driver of the whatever apparatus it may be, fire engine, fire truck. And for 2 years of my career, I was a fire lieutenant, where I was the supervisor of the rig that I was on, or should I say, like if I was on the fire engine or if I was on the fire ambulance, I was the boss.
Okay. And what's the difference between a paramedic and a firefighter? Because currently you play both, right?
Yeah. So what you basically asking me, what's the difference between an EMT basic and a paramedic?
Okay.
Yeah, EMT Basic has 100 hours of training, classroom training, and EMT Paramedic is the highest level of outdoor medicine, outside of the hospital that you'll go to. So emergency medicine, outside of the hospital, emergency medical technician, paramedic.
Okay, got it. So in your what is it, 13 years you've been in the field?
My 13-year tenure.
Yes. So what has been the reason that you stay involved? Like, why are you still there?
What keeps me going is, I feel like you asked me, what keeps me going is basically the being that, I want to be that guy that the smaller Jared Triplett seen when he was younger.
Okay.
You know, that black guy is on the fire engine that's like, oh, you know, I see him, I can be that person. You know, growing up on 5th and Chambers, you
That's
know,
where I met
across
Jared.
the street from this one. You don't really have too many, what's the word I want to say, motivators or role models. So as of lately in my career, I've moved to be on 27 and Capitol just for that purpose of being able to like serve us, if you get what I mean.
Yes, so. I do, and I think they do too.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that is exciting. And in the firehouse and just in the field itself, are there a lot of us there? And do you encourage more?
I definitely encourage any and everyone that's interested in, you know, pursuing the fire service to go for it. But as of right now, there's roughly 800 firefighters in the whole fire service, and in the city of Milwaukee, don't hold me 100% true to it, but
I'm researching.
It's less than 60 African American firefighters.
That's out of 800. So you guys do the math. Wow. And okay, so and I do have a question too. So you went straight from high school, and I've always thought that was the route that you had to take if you wanted to be a part of the program. What if I'm 30 and I'm like, hey, I want to go be a firefighter? Is it too late for me?
Technically, no. We just had our application process earlier this year, where literally all you would have had to done during that time period was fill out a application. If you have a high school diploma, you have your driver's license, and I believe it's no felonies, but don't hold me to it. But it's certain type of felonies that you can't have because of the EMT license that you need to obtain. You're inside of people's homes and take care of people. So that's the reason behind that whole felony thing. So outside of that, other things that help, you know, college education, be it a bachelor's, associate's, master's degree, military background, or in the city of Milwaukee, for instance, it's the residency. So, meaning if you live in the city of Milwaukee, you get more, you know, extra credit for being
hope you guys are taking notes.
But keep in mind too that don't just try for Milwaukee Fire Department. Should have my phone vibrate. I didn't have to.
It's okay.
So, actually, I'm gonna turn it off because I bet he's gonna call back.
Thank you.
So, with that being said, don't try for just the Milwaukee Fire Department. There's many other fire departments that you can join. So.
Okay, awesome. Have you only worked for the Milwaukee Fire Department?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So, of your 13 years, what has been? Have you had any like moments that really stuck with you while you were out in the field?
I've got a couple.
Okay, want to tell me about it?
Anyone specific? I can go with my first rescue as a firefighter. It was December 4th, 2005. That was the year I started the fire department in July of 2005, so it really stuck with me. The fact that there was a woman and her child coming from Hurricane Katrina from New Orleans into Milwaukee. They were refugees, and there was a house fire, and mom was inside the front room smoking a cigarette. It burned up the couch that she was on, and the kid was in the back room, and I was part of the search team that went through to thinking that we were rescuing someone. Grabbed him out, had this kid in my hand, he's limp, he's not breathing. Take him to the ambulance, and our paramedics at the time was just like, hey, the child's gone. So at the time, my niece was that same age, so that was something that really touched me, and that was my motivation to become a paramedic after that, because it was more of a mindset during that time where I didn't understand, why did the paramedics do this? Yeah. Like I said, the EMT, you have 100 hours of training. As a paramedic, you have 1,000 hours of training. Yeah. So you know how to read EKGs, you're given more medications, and you can recognize more things.
Okay. So that had to create some type of trauma. So would you say this role that you're in right now is it a traumatic experience? And is it something like that you would encourage other firefighters to make sure, or what type of self-care do you practice to make sure you're fit or able to do the job?
See, and that was something I still don't understand to this day.
Really?
But anyone in the medical field would understand what I mean when you go through these experiences. They're experiences that the normal everyday person don't deal with,
right? Or
should I say death. You know, a lot of people aren't used to dealing with death. When you're in the medical field, you kind of get this, callous over those feelings when it comes to death. You know, you're not connected to that person. You know that everything you tried, everything that you did, you tried your best at, and that you couldn't make a difference. So sometimes it's a different acceptance when it comes to accepting death. So, there's programs in the fire departments throughout, but the whole, that's the word that I want to say here, the whole culture behind it is, not for the faint-hearted.
Okay. I hope you guys are still taking notes. It isn't an easy job at all, and I definitely commend you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
I seen him in action, and it was something so small, but in that moment, I'm like, oh my God, my friend is a hero. I thought that in that moment. I wrote a whole Facebook status about it. But yeah, so thank you for sharing that story with me. So in addition to being a firefighter-paramedic, what else do you do?
I also own and manage group homes or adult family homes for physically and mentally disabled adults. So basically anyone over 18 years old with any problems, consistent of, anywhere from diabetes to traumatic brain injuries to you name it, we'll take care of them.
How did you get into that? Are the two connected at all?
The two are kind of connected. I had a situation where I was working with the person that he had it in his mind to want to do something. I had it in my mind that I had a rental, rental property, and that I had a bad situation happen. Came to work complaining about it. We started talking about it. And after we started talking about it, we got the idea, like, you know what? How many group homes do we go in daily as a fire service, as a medical technician, to go in and, you got the worker in there like, oh, I don't know who this person is. I don't know their name. Mr. Fred, Mr. Fred, and I don't know what type of medical problem. So we basically took that and ran with it and said, let's make a company, a home where people are going to feel like it's actually home. Yeah. Let's make it where the workers know what's going on. Yeah. Let's basically raise the bar to what it takes to own these homes compared to, the amount of homes I've been into where it's, ran down, the workers are controlling everything, and, it just doesn't feel like home.
Okay. Okay, so why would you, because being a firefighter isn't easy at all, right? Correct. And you don't work on a 9-to-5 schedule, traditional schedule.
Just to clear that part up, firefighter in the city of Milwaukee, at least, or should I say southeast Wisconsin, our schedules are 24 hours. We work for 24 hours, and then we're off for 24 hours. Or we're off for 48 hours, sorry about that. Okay. So, technically, it sounds like you're cheating when you say, oh, I only went to work for 9 days this month. But those are 9
full days, literally.
24-hour days. So that's actually more than someone that's working, 40-hour work week. Because if I go to work 2 days, I've only worked, 48 hours.
Yeah, Jesus. Jesus. Okay, so going into that really quickly, what are the challenges in that? Because you have to stay up for 24 hours.
Correct. Well, yes, you do get to, if you're not in service, or should I say if you're not on a call, you have the opportunity to lay down and go to sleep. But for everyone that lives in the city of Milwaukee, I'm stationed on 27th and Capitol. And
not getting much sleep over there.
Not getting much sleep over there. You are up all the time, and you pretty much get used to it. Okay. It's as bad as it sounds, as hard as it sounds, you get used to just being up and taking care of business.
Okay. So 10, 15 years from now, where do you see yourself as it relates to the firehouse? And then where do you see yourself as it relates to your business, your group homes?
Okay, so the first part of that, when it comes to the firehouse, what is it, 2018 right now?
2018.
Technically, my retirement date, I know it already, September 11th of 2035.
Okay.
Right, so it's like, what is that, 17 years from now, something like that?
So then that's How many years is that from now?
That'd be 31 total.
31?
Right. That'd be 31 years. I'd be 49 years old. But
49 years old retirement.
But with that being said, I hope I, live to these words and being able to look back to this interview and say, you know what? He said he was going to retire in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my goal as of right now, to be retired from the fire department at least in 10 years.
10 years.
Right.
2028.
2028.
Okay.
To be done.
Group homes.
And hopefully my business, Flag Street Manor, LLC, will be the reason why I get to retire from the fire department and just manage with something I really love doing, which is taking care of people.
Taking care of people. Okay. That's why this is my friend, off cameras too. Okay, so wait, and going back into the group home really quickly, because I know you get a lot of questions about group home startup and all that other crazy stuff. What's the biggest challenge, or what is the biggest thing that people overlook when looking to open a group home?
A better answer or question that you're going to go with is the fact that you're going to be starting a business. It takes money to make money. So trying to go into a business without having any savings, without having any personal credit, so then now the bank will understand and trust you. That's the most of the time when I'm helping others open up homes. That's our biggest thing we run into. Outside of having an actual location to do it at.
Okay.
So, and with that said, I give myself a what they call a shameless plug. We do, or should I say, yes, we as in Flag Street Manor, we do consultations for people that want to start group homes or adult family homes in Milwaukee County. So if you need me, let me know. Of course, everything, there's a price to it, but
way to throw that in there. So when you're shooting your shot, your business shot via Instagram DM, Snapchat DM, understand he does offer those services, but it is for a small fee.
For a small fee.
Yes. So in everything that you do and your passion to help people, do you think or consider yourself to be a hero?
That's a good question. No, I don't think that I feel like, I don't feel like a hero. I just feel like I was just someone that was put in place to be someone's hero. You get what I mean when I say that, though? Because there's lots of times, lots of people that are just like, wow, or we even think as a crew when we go out, we just saved that person's life. And it's a great feeling, but to tag yourself as a hero, that's, you're just doing a hero's job, I guess we could say.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Are there any final words that you want to give to anyone who's watching, maybe considering being a firefighter, or maybe considering opening up their own group homes, or just willing or ready to step outside of the box? What would you say?
My biggest thing I would tell someone is that you have to work hard with everything that you do, regardless of what it is you're doing, be it working a 9-to-5 job, or be it being a business owner, which keep in mind that that's going to be way more than a 9-to-5 job. There's not going to be a take off Mondays kind of deal. There's not going to be I don't feel like working this weekend. Well, in the position that I'm in, I don't really have that option all the time. So work all the time, but I have goals to meet. So that's where my hard work comes from.
Well, thank you, Mr. Triplett.
Thank you.